Hey there. So today we're going to get into a really powerful psychological tool for anyone, and I mean anyone, trying to learn a new language. It's all based on this one simple but honestly kind of profound idea that can completely change how you find and keep your motivation. You know the feeling, right? You download the app, you buy the fancy notebooks, you're so excited, and then a few weeks later, poof, the fire's just gone. If that sounds painfully familiar, trust me, you are not alone. It's probably the most common roadblock people hit. For a long, long time, we've been told that motivation is just about willpower. Just grit your teeth and push through. But what we're learning is that's not really the whole picture. The fix isn't just about trying harder. It's about having a much smarter reason to try in the first place. And that smarter reason? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down. The big idea here is that true, lasting motivation, the kind that gets you through the boring grammar drills, doesn't really come from the task itself. It comes from having a super clear, compelling vision of your future self actually using that language. And this, right here, is the big shift in thinking. It's all about connecting the dots. You have to connect the boring flashcard you're looking at right now with the person you want to become tomorrow. I'm talking about you, confidently ordering coffee in a Parisian cafe. Or you, laughing at your grandfather's jokes in his native language. Or maybe you, closing a huge business deal in Tokyo. That's the destination. Okay, so let's get into the mechanics of this. How does this whole vision thing actually work? Well, the theory behind it breaks our language motivation down into three main parts. You can kind of think of them as the three big gears turning inside your head. Now, this contrast is so important. First, you've got your ideal L2 self. And L2 just means your second language. This self is your genuine, personal dream. It's the version of you who's fluent in Italian because you're absolutely obsessed with Italian cinema. But then, there's the ought to L2 self. And that's the person you think you should be. It's driven by pressure, the feeling that you ought to learn Mandarin for a promotion or you should learn German to make your parents happy. And look, that ought to feeling can maybe get you started, but it almost never has enough fuel to get you to the finish line. Real motivation comes from that ideal self. So the third piece of this puzzle is your day-to-day reality, what we call the L2 learning experience. This is all about how you feel about the process right now. Are your classes fun, or are they a total drag? Do you love the app you're using? A great experience makes that future self feel closer, but a frustrating one, well, it can make that amazing future you feel totally out of reach. So here's the best part. This isn't just some abstract theory. You can actively build and strengthen that ideal self. So let's look at a really simple, practical toolkit that shows you how to do just that. So how do you actually make this vision real? It's really just 3 steps. First, you have to visualize it. And I mean really visualize it. Don't just think, I want to speak Spanish. No. Picture yourself on a busy street in Mexico City. What do you smell? Tacos from a street vendor? What do you hear? The music, the traffic. Feel the confidence as you walk up and ask for directions. Make it sensory. Second, connect. Every single thing you do, every vocabulary list, every grammar lesson, you link it directly back to that vision. This isn't a chore, it's literally you building the bridge to that future person. And third, reinforce it. Revisit that vision all the time. Make it your mental screensaver, because that's the fuel that's going to get you through the tough days. When you boil it all down, it comes back to a really personal question. Because look, learning a language is a marathon, not a sprint. And your vision, that ideal self, is what keeps you running. It completely changes the game from being a tedious chore to being this exciting journey of becoming someone new. And that's really the thought I want to leave you with. Take a second and actually think about it. Forget what you think you should do. Forget everyone else's expectations. Who is that person? The version of you who speaks this language that you genuinely want to become. What are they doing with it? Because getting a crystal clear picture of them, well, that might just be the most important step you ever take on your language journey.